Industry Insider is only available at Promo Corner, the leader in digital marketing for the promotional products industry. Each Monday, they discuss, dissect, and debate a single issue impacting the world of promotional marketing from every industry perspective. Now, it's time for Promo Corner's Industry Insider.
Welcome to another edition of the Industry Insider, your promotional products podcast where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. My name is Jeff Franklin, the National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA, and I'm joined today by three other lovely folks. But before we get to them, I got to tell you this incredible broadcast that's coming to you right now. It's brought to you by our good friends over at TechWeld, USA made in a world filled with worry regarding overseas products. They offer many USA-made products to help separate themselves from the promotional products pack. Why don't we talk about custom packaging? Because good Lord, don't we need some custom packaging in the holiday season? At TechWeld, they like to create new every day. Their custom packaging division is a great example of this. Each box takes on a life of its own, and they can work to meet your custom packaging specifications. So check them out for sure. Another great thing, look, I know, we're coming into the holiday season. We're going to start seeing snow if you're not already. But hey, sunglasses are year round, man. You got to prevent that glare when you're driving down the road. So TechWeld's got some great sunglasses also. They're winner of the Distributor Choice Award for sunglasses, and you should definitely go check them out. They've got a lot of SKUs that are FDA approved and offer UVA and UVB protection. Again, go check them out at techweld.com, TEKWELD, and tell them that Industry Insider sent you. Why don't we say hi to Not Bangs Meg Erber?
Oh, so me?
Yeah, that's you, Not Bangs.
I thought maybe like it was Not Bangs Meg. Yeah, okay. I'm doing great. I had an amazing week last week and weekend. I had to go to Charlotte for work, and then I was in Raleigh for Band Together. I'm telling you, promo people, if you have not experienced Band Together, you're missing out. Like it has to be on your bucket list. Amazing. And they raised over $1 million this year. Went out to 20 different nonprofits in the Greater Triangle area. I was so happy and proud to be part of it this year.
Yeah, all I know is I saw the pictures and I definitely had FOMO. So
yeah,
success. All right.
Yeah.
Steve McFadden, how are you doing today?
Doing well. You can tell where you guys are from geographically talking about seeing snow already, because it's still pretty warm here, but we finally had fall, which is nice. So
it was cold there this weekend. It was cold there this weekend.
Yeah, it was 40s, 50s. Yeah.
Meg, you want to give the folks a little bit of information about this beautiful quick flip hoodie that I'm wearing?
It's a quick flip hoodie. Turns inside out the bag.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cooled down up here. I mean, and we're in the mid-Atlantic, so I mean, it's not even up north. But I know like our friends out in Minnesota, they start seeing snow, I'm sure, around this time. So it's coming. All right,
here nor there.
Winter,
how are you, Jeff?
Winter is coming. Thank you, Steve McFadden. I am doing great. Thank you. Why don't we say hi to our special guest, Mary Ellen Harden, our second time on the show, and excited to have you back. You are a rock star and very excited about this episode today. How are you doing, Mary Ellen?
I'm good. I feel like when I get to join, I'm hanging out with the cool kids of the industry. I'm like, there's so much to learn, hear about from this little group here. So thank you for having me back again.
So I can only assume that on Meg's screen, I'm underneath of her because she's playing.
Okay, good. I was trying to figure out who was below her on Facebook.
Well, I was. Yeah.
She only busts my balls, so I'm just expecting.
It was Steven today. It was just Steven.
All right, fair enough.
We're good. I'm counting how many times you've said holiday, because right, I mean, it's like the season is here. We sell Christmas cards. Obviously, we're in the holiday spirit since like February of last year. We give ourselves a month's break maybe, and then we start designing for the next year. So it's fun. There's so much anticipation for this season to be here, and now we're in it.
Honestly, this is my favorite time of the year. And, with COVID last year, I didn't take the kids trick-or-treating. We just bought them candy and said, suck it up, buttercup. But this year we're taking the girls trick-or-treating. So yeah, I'm excited, man. It's 10/27. We're getting into the holiday season here. Halloween is this weekend. And I actually contemplated dressing up for this episode, but I knew nobody else would.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It might not live in the cool kids. I'm kidding.
It's Halloween this weekend, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. We missed that boat, guys.
Oh.
That was our fault.
Yeah. So Mary Ellen, it is customary for us to give our special guests a good 3 to 4 minute introduction of yourself in case people didn't tune in the last time you were on the show with us. So why don't you give people a breakdown of who you are, how you got started in the promotional products industry, and what you've been up to since?
Okay. Mary Ellen Harden. I'm president of Wall Street Greetings, and we primarily sell greeting cards and e-cards to businesses that need to use correspondence for relationship building tools with employees or with prospects and with clients. The company's actually, we're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year, which is really fun. I've been here for about half of that time. And we've been in the promotional products company probably 10 years of that. I really led us into that area. We were already doing business with some of these brands and didn't realize, oh, wow, there's a whole world open to us. And it's amazing how it catapulted our business. And now we started in the financial industry primarily. And now we're so excited about the brands that we get to work with. Cool brands, just like the cool people that we've met in the industry. And so like I said, we really do stick to all things greeting cards and e-cards, calendar cards, photo cards, flat cards. We've been talking about kitted sets that would go in with a set, but we don't do notepads. We don't do business cards. We really are who you're going to for, as we see, it's a client relationship tool, who you're going to for that e-card, the electronic greetings or your paper greeting card. All seasons though. I mean, obviously right now, holiday cards are top of mind for anybody's name who isn't Meg Erber. Right.
Yeah, that'll be December 23rd.
Right. She's already said that.
Oh, my birthday. Nice.
Yeah.
But so obviously holiday is top of mind right now, but birthday, the sympathy and thinking of you cards have been so popular this year. And then just that idea of any sort of a campaign that's going on. What's the card that sets off the campaign, the recognition or the thank you or the onboarding? That's us, I guess. I think that's a pretty good description. You could go back to last year if you need more.
Yeah, no, I did want to bring that up. I know it's holiday season and all that good stuff, and this is obviously one of the bigger seasons for greeting cards. But greeting cards is an annual thing. It's not something you're just sending out, obviously, for whether it's Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and all that good stuff. But it is a year-round thing. I'm sure there's plenty of corporations out there that are doing birthday type of programs where they're sending cards out to people, employees or customers for their birthdays. There's the different holidays. Like we actually mentioned this, I think, in the last episode. Like, what are some of the bigger holidays where you're selling greeting cards?
Well, can I ask a question? So I know, just to kind of take the spotlight off of you just for a second, because it's the same question I'm sure you're getting every day. We are literally dealing with the worst supply chain issues everywhere, and I know we talked about it. One thing I wanted to point out before we start talking, because I know where this is going to go, and I know you're probably facing them just like everybody else is. And I probably should have brought this as a solution later on in the conversation, but me, squirrel. So, we're all focusing right now on fourth quarter gifts and incentives. Like, it's like so much pressure is on us, and everyone is dealing with out of stocks, labor shortages, raw material, whatever, all of it, blah. So instead of trying to put all this pressure on you for this fourth quarter, Christmas card or Thanksgiving or whatever, think something maybe into next year to be, everyone's getting Christmas cards, right? Everyone is getting one. So if you as a distributor want to stand out, or even a supplier stand out to those customers, think into next year when not everybody is trying to drive the supply to cost demand up and down with what's going on right now. So it gives you an opportunity to kind of like stand out from the crowd when you're doing something at a different holiday. It doesn't have to be Christmas, y'all. If you're so used to sending that Christmas present out, so many other people are. You can think to, Valentine's Day, talk about, hey, right, love that you're my customer. Here's a little, treat for Valentine's Day, and think about that. This way you're not so stressed out and bogged down this year with everything else that's going on.
Well, and to that point, we've seen a lot of people in the past couple of years opting for New Year's, because you really do have the month of January, you're kicking things off. If you're having issue there, New Year's is a great opportunity. And then, like you said, the Valentine's Day, or some people like to have fun with St. Patrick's Day, lucky us to have clients like you. And what the card does is, whatever the campaign is, then the card brings it all together. It makes sense. You're able to then put the message in there, and you're not just sending out a random gift where it's like, okay, why am I getting this in February or on St. Patrick's Day? I think what you're saying, Meg, makes perfect sense. I also think if right now you feel like you need to send something out, that's where the electronic greeting or the greeting card is a fairly simple way to just make an impression. Hey, we're still here. Again, the card can carry that message, and it's much easier than a quick, if you just do an email, like a written email. The card looks like you put some thought into it. You're actually taking time to explain, here's our thought process behind why we're carrying out this campaign at this time of the year, or why we're waiting until this season to recognize you with a gift. Or you send a card, your gift is on the way, but we know there have been supply issues. It just makes it look like you still gave time to the relationship.
100. And I really like that idea. What kind of supply chain issues are you guys coming across right now? Like, I'm sure you're being like everybody else. Let's address that right off the bat. Let's see what you guys are dealing with.
Well, for us, we deal in paper, right? And so just making sure that we have the paper that we need has been so important this year. And then also just working with our vendors, you want to be supportive. You want to make sure, of course, I think everybody's realized this, you have to have multiple avenues to get what you need. And so that's what we've been looking at. Is it seems so simple. It's paper for cards and then envelopes to put the cards in, but knowing, right. And so, but knowing that you have to go, just as we've all experienced, you have to go a couple different routes. And gosh, everything goes back to what's the relationship you have in place. So those vendors this year that you've been working with so hard to get through the year, when you make it to January, did you send a card to just recognize that relationship? I think that's something important that we're all looking at, because we know everybody's struggling. So the paper and making sure that we have the right stocks, or we know what stocks we can supplement that will still get the right uncoated finish, or we'll still get the, a glossy coating. Making sure for us, we have foil on the card. So foil has been another piece that we have to make sure that inventory is there. And then I think everybody is just thinking about packaging supplies. Have you ordered that up front? Do you have enough to get through? And then of course, our people resources, every company is looking at that. And we've been really lucky. We had of course, around here, we love our postman, right? What could be more important to a greeting card company? He comes in, he goes, man, I'm glad to see your parking lot filling up and that you've got people here for the season. And I think, again, it's how are you recognizing the people that work for you and those that come year after year? A card is a very simple way. There's certainly more things that we're all doing, but it does tie back to, in your company, in the people, the people that you are trying to show appreciation to, what are you doing? That card's just an easy way to do that.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point. I know my wife has been, she's just a saint, and like the people and things that she recognizes is insane to me. Like she'll literally give like little treats or presents to like the people that come to pick up the trash, or
Right.
the UPS guy or the FedEx guy, because they're, working 7 days a week now. And she'll put little notes on the door saying, thank you for being the real heroes of COVID-19 and whatever else. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing the kind of stuff that she does. And like, think about how inexpensive of a way of suggesting that your thanks or sharing your thanks with those people are. And there's a ton of people you could share a card with.
Well, and just in our leadership, in our roles at our offices, I've found that's the kind of stuff you don't learn, I guess, in your degrees at school, that having that commitment and showing employees that you recognize what they're doing, or writing a quick note, can really make the difference of then what you're going to get back. I've found in my leadership.
Absolutely.
So question from kind of the distributor's perspective, I know Meg alluded to some of the challenges that we're facing, obviously with the pressures of supply chain. Could you chat maybe a little bit? I think when people think of greeting cards, they don't think of that as a promotional piece, more so as a value add piece, for kits and projects and things. And I think, like you mentioned, it really does tie campaigns together, and has it takes a piece into a campaign or into a marketing project. But we're all right now looking for resources to help us with the challenges that we're facing. So whether that's coming up with lists to help automate, in some ways, the distribution of a card for recognition, or, having things, helping us with our pieces of our kits. Do you want to talk a little bit about like how you've seen that maybe on the rise with COVID and mailers and shipping, and how you guys might be able to help with that?
Well, what I was gonna say is since we do specialize in cards, I think we have a great toolkit and our business is flexible to be able to meet the needs. And so a lot of what we're doing for companies right now is we can take a group of signatures and format them in our design studios, of course, so that they look like they have been hand signed. And then we can do the whole fulfillment process of the cards, put them in the envelopes, put that first class stamp on them so we're sure they get there and get them to the post office when they need to. So we can go that far into a project so that really the buyers don't have to be involved. Of course, we're sending cards to different warehouses and different facilities to be put with kitted packages if that's something that's needed.
Sure.
We also can handle all different models of taking orders. And I think kind of on the same point of your question, as a distributor, we always come from the standpoint that more than likely your clients are sending cards. Like you said, they just don't put it with the promotional products group,
Right.
and they don't think of it when they're putting together their gift baskets or whatever promo products are needed for that event. It becomes an afterthought. But if you're there positioned with, I know a good resource, if we lead with this, it brings everything together. Do you really want to put this much work and expense into this gift and then have a tacky card that's just shoved into the box? Because it really can make a difference.
Yeah.
So I believe that if you just get in the habit of thinking of Wall Street greetings for your greeting cards and any sort of paper needs that are going with these gift projects, then we're a resource here to meet the needs that you have to make it work. So I think where I was going with that is we have a lot of different portals and opportunities on how we can take the orders. We'll work from Excel files, to whatever software you already have in place, because we understand that flexibility is what you need to just get the product through. With the e-cards, we make it pretty easy where you can order that. It can be a very simple, inexpensive. I mean, really, I think this was one of our last conversations, starting at $50 or, for just a simple animated piece, or if you need something that's branded that has a lot more animation to it, and that's where you're going. Of course, it can get, much more involved for your company, but then we send it back to you for you to distribute so that you have that quick email that then you get a response back on. And we've found a lot of success there too. That answer your question, I guess?
Yeah, and I think that's all great because I think right now we're, there's the same amount of orders is taking a lot more time, just because of all the back and forth with things. So any type of supplier resource like that you guys are offering, and I know a lot of folks are starting to offer, is super helpful for just the workload and the time load from on the distributor side. I know it's very busy as well for suppliers, so I'm not neglecting that, but just all those helpful tools do make the process just run smoother when you can create lists and automate things and come up with those. So that's awesome.
And just think about, I was teasing Meg because she always says she's a last minute holiday sender, but if you go ahead and place that order and you're delivered cards in envelopes, stamped, ready to just drop off to the post office, that was a lot better, right? Isn't that just a beautiful thing?
It does make it a lot easier. And I think I'm going to ask this question for everybody, not just myself. So when
is it too late?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
A, is it too late? And B, if it's not, it is too late.
Oh, no, I'm agreeing. This is the question.
Okay. So if it's not too late, when is your cutoff to stop accepting holiday orders? Like, do you have like a hard stop? Like, Meg, you need to get your shit together. Bye.
Right.
That's the day I get it to you.
Right.
No, so it's the day after.
And that with the email, please. I know
Sorry,
it's the day after.
I know it was yesterday.
You said I was cool once.
Wait, Stephen, did you get one last year?
No, I never even got to it.
I was about to say I didn't get one from Meg last year. Imagine that.
So the hard thing is that this, of course, you are reliant on the post office. So we are encouraging everybody that if you're looking to send holiday cards, you have that order in the first week of December, by December. Oh. Now that doesn't mean, right, exactly. Like, you're good. Now, when we were doing this podcast in December of last year, it was running pretty close. But no, right now, our focus is actually, we're still shipping out Thanksgiving cards. There's a lot of companies that are sending Thanksgiving cards this year.
Yeah.
Such a nice, warm way to send just appreciation. And like Meg alluded to earlier, then you miss that holiday rush. So we will still send those through the first week of November, that there's time that they can still get them out. And so then we would say that same thing for the holidays. Now we don't cut it off, and we'll do anything we can to get them to you in time, but it might be a little bit more stressful for you if you're trying to place that order December 15th or December 10th.
See, Mary Ellen, that's why I like you. Meg here was trying to push your sales into Q1, and here you are trying to push it up to Thanksgiving. I
I'm
appreciate
trying to help everybody. Like, I'm a helper. Trying to like,
But, and if you do find that you're one of those December 15th, kind of on the fence, I would advise a nice New Year's card at that point, or e-card.
setting the bar. Yes, e-cards are fantastic.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot more of the e-card stuff. I think people kind of, for whatever reason, have gotten away from the physical and gone more towards e-cards. And I think that's maybe a good segue into maybe some stats that you might have for us as far as what you're seeing trend-wise.
Gosh, they both have their place. I mean, I will say that, but the e-cards are so important if you're trying to just send something out. Usually that's the larger group send. So the large brands that we work with, they want a traditional paper card, and then they want an e-card that's also available. And that's usually offered for free. They're purchasing it from us, and then it's for free to the users, I guess. That then there's another way to meet that B group of clients or prospects that aren't going to get the card. So my stats would be, we still don't see that people have completely abandoned cards. I mean, I certainly want to share that. The e-cards have gotten more creative, though. I would share that I don't think the e-cards that take minutes to watch are as possible as just that quick animation. You see a nice image, it's branded, and you're like, hey, they took a minute to send this, a minute more than just an email. And they can be so fun and clever. I think that's what's fun about the e-cards. They generate a quick reply back. I really think people enjoy that if you're sending that, and we really promote that you send it from your email, so that then it's just a quick email back. The nice thing about the e-cards is you can track for each company where they're sent, when they're sent, how many times they're clicked on. That data is very useful for many of these companies. Again, we are, let's just go ahead and get this in. We're made in America, we're women owned. So that sort of stat information is important to many of the companies that we're working for.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I know that like over the last year, I've received more cards, I think, than normal. And I think it was just, hey, thank you for doing this webinar, or thank you for doing that. And it was like, oh, that's so thoughtful. But and I keep them, which is really nice, but I just got to be better at it. But coming to the e-card thing, again, time is always running short, and I was like, oh, I got to get my daughter's birthday cards out. I just did like an Evite one, but it was fun because I could customize so much, like the color of the envelope, how the Halloween cat pops out, whatever it was. And I actually think it went really well. We had a lot of RSVPs, a lot of clicks. So I think that's a really good idea. If you're running low on time, resources, the e-card could possibly be the way to get there before Christmas.
Exactly like you said, event announcements leading into why you're doing this campaign, or what about an e-card instead of an email to say, I'm sorry, we're short this is going to be arriving later than you thought. I mean, you could have a lot of fun with that this season on how you're delivering bad news or what's not expected. We also think promo cards and e-cards are a good idea, where you get that, use this promo card to shop our gift store, something along that nature.
As someone who's kind of diving into the marketing side of our business, and I'm sure a lot of distributors are, what's a good, is there a good frequency you're seeing on delivering either digital or physical cards? That's kind of a sweet spot, or have you seen more common than others?
We usually hear from our buyers where they're 2 to 3 times a year. Birthday, of course, holiday, and when we say holiday, that does encompass Thanksgiving, the Christmas or Hanukkah and holidays in December, and then New Year's. That kind of does get lumped together. But then it is important to find just that, when are you sending a card, kind of that just because, whether it's an obscure holiday like 4th of July, Memorial Day, Veterans Day is important to some businesses, and so that's what they use to recognize. Or is it just that you have cards at your office and your campaign makes sure that every work anniversary is celebrated with a card? Or maybe there's a milestone gift that is sent with a card. So I would say 3 times is really what you're looking to do. You really can't go overboard with cards, I don't think, unless they're just getting sent for no purpose at all. But
okay, that's helpful.
I kind of like the idea that you guys were talking about earlier with just hitting them at different random awkward times with creative, puns or sayings on them like the, we're lucky to have you as a customer kind of thing for St. Patty's Day, or, we're in love that you're a customer or something like that for Valentine, like that kind of thing. I think that's pretty awesome. So of course.
It's what gets the reaction. That's what we always hear from our buyers, is that's what then brings the phone call of, hey, thank you so much, or that was so clever. And then of course continues the relationship.
St. Patty's Day is such a perfect time to send a card like that too, just because it's your
time of year.
Yeah, you're like, that's a really good time to smack somebody in the face with, hey, I'm here. Right? Like,
haven't heard from you first quarter.
We should.
I mean, that's
where are you
ramping up, sales. Like, you want to be front of mind with somebody, like, hey, hit them with something that's, really inexpensive and, something that's very memorable and something that nobody else is really doing, I think it's great.
I feel like we should send out like a funny, like, elf dancing type or something, e-card through Mary Ellen, something.
Yeah.
We should thank all of our guests.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go. We would appreciate that.
That'd be a good idea. I think we should.
Not a bad idea. Lori, let's make that happen.
Well,
I'll reach out to Mary Ellen.
The possibilities are endless. You said, Stephen, that you're getting into marketing, and that's what's really fun. So I think just making sure that we're out there is partly what's so exciting to me about being asked as a guest on this podcast, because I think 10 years ago, greeting cards were just seen as a burden in the industry. And it's like, oh my gosh, am I really going to open this big book of cards and leaf through, what the options are? But we really are at a point where we can come up with a design, send you the proofs, get that processing, within a 3 to 5 day time period. And so it can just always be a resource for, do we need something extra to go with this? Or did something not come through like we thought it would? And a card's going to make the difference in, bringing about the response we want.
Yeah. So before we jump into the rapid fire, I do just got to say, Amanda Delaney, this is why we do what we do. We bring the excellent people of the industry to light with this platform. And so you're asking how you have not known who Mary Ellen is before now, and that you're taking all the notes. Well, this is why we do it, But yes, Mary Ellen, you are awesome. And
she wasn't going to respond. I don't know if you were waiting on her.
Yeah.
You paused like you were waiting on Amanda.
I was just waiting for you guys to fill in.
I'm ready to do rapid fire. I think it'll be fun today. I think Mary Ellen did work. Yeah.
Well, I do, but it should be said, since Amanda can't respond, this podcast really is such a great thing for the industry. I was a little nervous having to follow Dale's last week. I was like, oh gosh, you get the greeting card lady on after we have the new president of PPAI. But it really, that's what is exciting, I think, about the podcast, is how you bring different people in. Each episode is a little different. So thank you before I say something silly for having me. Yeah,
absolutely.
No, we love it.
Why don't we go to Meg Erber first, since she's so eager to do the rapid fire question?
All right. I saw one earlier I thought was funny. All right. Name a 4-letter word that starts with the letter B, as in boy.
Boat.
Boy is not you said a 3-letter word or a 4-letter word?
4. Like B as in boy, but
well, boy is not a 3-letter word.
Boat.
Like boy, like I was saying, B.
All right. So Steven says boat. I say book.
I'll say ball. I have a son that's just saying that over and over. That's all he says, actually. So,
boob.
Is this like a personality test that I'll say like?
I don't know. I just thought of something rapid. B.
That's kind of how we started the podcast. All right. Yeah. Cool. So everybody's gone. Stephen.
No one said bangs.
All right. So.
Bang. That should have been it. You're right. You know
I
what?
gave you an opportunity to make fun of me.
Pinned them back, she pinned them back, and it just wasn't on my mind. All right, Steven, what's your question?
Okay, so a few weeks ago, they actually announced the Super Bowl halftime performance people, which was Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, so Snoop Dogg. So yay or nay?
I'm excited for Eminem.
Yes, yay. It's like all the music that we grew up with.
Right.
I mean, I did anyway. You guys are younger than me, but yeah.
Yay.
Eminem and Snoop, for sure.
I'm a major yay. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the best one, I think, hands down. I'm going to actually watch it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so everybody's gone on that. I'll go next. What is the next greeting card you're sending to somebody?
Ooh.
And I'm sorry, we forgot your Christmas card.
The next greeting card. Okay, I mean, this is kind of cheesy. I'd still try and send my grandpa greeting cards, especially like this year with COVID. So I'll send like art from the kids. That's probably the next one going out from me.
Awesome. Meg?
If it's not my Christmas card, I'm really going to try to put something together from the three of us that's funny. That's going to go out to all of our guests. And
I think that'd be really cool. I think
it'd be really cool.
we should keep it a secret. We should keep it a secret though, so no one knows.
Oh, we are. So yes.
I need to send a condolences card to somebody. Meg Gerber, actually, is who I need to send it to for her fantasy football loss coming up this weekend.
I'm doing pretty good this year.
Bro, have you looked at the stats? Oh my gosh.
You're
literally about to go into last place after this week.
I think I need to set my lineup this week. I think I have a lot of people that are out or hurt.
Yeah, you should set it every week. That's kind of how it works.
It's kind of something you do each week. Yeah.
I mean, Yahoo.
All right, Mary Ellen, do you have a rapid fire question for us?
Okay, so like the office, we're big here, but we have plenty of cards around. Like, do you send office cards? Like if it's somebody's birthday or condolence, maybe think of that. And what do you sign it with? Like, what's your go-to?
Oh, like the salutation kind of thing?
Yeah. Like if you have a big group of cards from everybody in your office, what would you sign it?
I'll go first since I don't send them. Nothing. I mean, but if I did, I would say like, love, peace. That's
right. Peace, love, XO.
Yeah, XOXO. Love you.
Have a great summer, never change.
What?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Old yearbook signature.
That's good. I feel like Meg would sign hers bangs, wouldn't she?
Too late.
She said
it's never too late.
Banks a lot, Megs.
Yeah.
Get all the bang for your buck with this deal from SNS Activewear and a picture of me and bangs. Oh,
bangs a lot for your business this year.
Maybe my next session is just how to sign cards.
Yeah.
It might be a good one. Yeah.
I like this. This is gonna be fun.
We do not do office cards. We're a relatively small team and we do something else for birthdays, but I would be boring. I would just sign my name.
That's very
vanilla.
Yeah, I'm a message name. I don't really put a thing with it, like a thanks or a love or XO.
I'm always it's great to celebrate with you. Like I always think that's, and then we have some people here that always do like the drawings. You got the birthday cake or the cheers. So let's step this up a little bit.
Yeah, we need to
underline. I always underline my name. I don't know.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on my thing. I'm gonna make that a thing for myself. I'm gonna figure that out, Mary Ellen.
Self-improvement is always good to have on the radar.
Set aside a good 3 to 5 days to get that figured out, Jeff.
Thank you for inspiring me. That's how long it's going to take, probably. I'm terrible at this sort of thing. But anyhow, look, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, I highly recommend you going to check out our sponsors, TechWeld, amazing folks over there, but USA made in a world filled with worry regarding overseas products. They offer many USA made products to help separate themselves from the promotional products pack. Coronavirus is still a thing. Hand sanitizers are still very much super popular out there. And hey, they were a promotional product before COVID as well. It's always good to sanitize your hands, but due to the coronavirus outbreak, it's something that's trending worldwide. And the CDC recommends sanitizing and washing your hands to help prevent the spread of the disease. And they've got many sanitizer SKUs that help combat the spread of the virus. They've also got a lot of FDA compliant products. In a time of uncertainty, knowledge that a product is FDA compliant is key and allowing a customer to feel at ease when placing an order. So go check them out at techweld.com. That's TEKWELD.com, and tell them that the Industry Insider sent you. Well, with that being said, Mary Ellen, really appreciate you being on again with us. I hope you had fun. And it's always good to have you. I really appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right. Take care, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Promo Corner's Industry Insider. For more great content from industry thought leaders, including podcasts, blogs, and videos, visit promocorner.com.